Good morning, this is a very quick video teaching you how to use the Breville Barista Express BES870. The machine has just been turned on. Usually it takes about a minute to turn on and warm up. So, just like that. I filled it with some beans and water. What I like to start my session with is a blank shot. So that's a press of the button without any coffee. So just like that. This will warm up the cup, it will warm up the handle, and it will warm up the machine as well. It will also clean any dirt that's here. It's good. You can do this once or twice. I'm going to keep this on the side. You grab a tissue. Now I'll take this out, dry it with tissue. I have a scale here just to be consistent with the machines, that I have, that I use. You don't need a scale to use this machine, but it would be helpful to have. So, double shot usually it's 18 grams of coffee, single shot is 9 grams. I'm using the single wall basket here, which has many holes, as you can see. There's also the, there's also the double wall baskets, which are here. These are the dual wall baskets on the right. These are sort of easier to use. They will create pressure for us because with the single wall you have to have good grinding and good technique, to get a good coffee and good pressure. But with the double wall here, you get pressure automatically. They will pressurize. These ones taste a little bit better, maybe 100% of the taste with these. These ones are actually a little bit. These ones are very similar, so maybe 95% or 90% of the taste. Very similar. So if you want something easy and quick, use these two. So you can keep it as single or double. I keep it as single and I do it twice, even for a double shot. So I'm just gonna keep this here at 2 o'clock. Grind size at number 2. I've adjusted the grinder here, so number 2 is very fine. I think keep it at number 2, number 3, that's the best. Number 1 is actually the finest. And if you go up, it's more coarse, more bigger grinds. Whereas with number 1, it's closer to like flour, very fine. If you reach number 1 and it's still not enough, you can also adjust it on the inside. There's YouTube videos teaching you how to do that. Okay. So I'm going to press it once and see how much that gives me. Okay. That was about 8 grams, so I'm going to increase it to maybe 4 o'clock and see. So I ground once. Press it, then I'll do it again. That was about 9. Which is good. Okay. So I'm gonna make this sort of flat, just like that. And if there's any excess, I'm gonna scrape it off with my finger. I'm gonna get my tamper and press it firm. This handle takes about 17 to 18 grams. This is about 16, so I'm going to add a little bit more. You shouldn't worry too much, because if you leave the settings like this, number 2 here, 4 o'clock here, you should get consistent coffee. I'm just adjusting it for you today to make it easier for you in the future. So make it flat with your finger or with your hand. Press and twist. Good. Should be about 18 grams. Yep, that's 18. When you press, very good tip is that when you press it down and you're done with pressing it down, this should disappear. The silver part on the tamper should disappear. So just like that. So when you go down, only go down as deep as this part. If you press down and you can still see the silver like up to here, then that's too much coffee. When you press down and it sinks very deep and it's deeper than the silver part, then that's too little coffee. So make sure a good technique is as deep as the silver part when you press down, and also make sure it's flat and clean, just like that. Clean the edge as well and squeeze it in. Don't push this too hard. If you push it too hard and it's very hard to put in, then that's too much coffee. Just like that. So just with 2 fingers, and we can't with 2 fingers, that's enough. Don't use your whole arm to squeeze it, because that will damage the machine. Just like that, around 6 o'clock flat. I'm gonna take this water out. You can add sugar now, honey, sweetener. Here's the hot water spout. You can use this for tea, for long blacks, Americano. I use it for adding sugar. So when I add sugar, I like to dissolve it before making the coffee. So here it is, hot water. Just a little bit. That should be enough. This makes the coffee mix with the sugar very easily when it's dissolved. And I also would like to say that these buttons are programmable. So you press program, then you press the button, you start making coffee, and then when you're happy with the amount, the volume, press it again. It will save that volume. I will program this one for you for a double shot. You can also use a scale for this. So double shot is 18 grams of coffee on the grinder, and you should get up 36 or maybe 40 grams of espresso, of liquid espresso. So 2 to 1. So if you get 20 here, or for example, if you get 15 coffee ground, you should get 30. If you get 20, you should get 40 here. So it's quite simple. I'm going to program it for you. Also make sure that you get good pressure. If you're using the single wall baskets that I'm using now, you should get about 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock pressure up here. See? 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock on the gauge. That's the best. That will give you the best taste. If you get too little pressure, then that means you didn't grind fine enough. You need to make it finer to get more pressure. If it's very high, you ground way too fine. Or maybe if it's too high, you pressed it way too hard and you added too much coffee. So more coffee will give you more pressure. More fine coffee will give you more pressure. You need to balance it just right so that you get around 12 o'clock. It will get easier over time if you don't know how to do it. And if you don't want to learn how to use it, just use the dual wall filters. They will make your life a little bit easier. Okay, I'm gonna press. I think it will give us around 11 o'clock pressure, this one, because we didn't put too much coffee in the handle, but we'll see. So program. I'll stop it when I think it's about 40 grams of coffee, maybe up to here. Okay, so not very high pressure. That's probably because we didn't grind fine enough. Okay, that's a lot of coffee. Okay, so you will notice when it's low pressure, you'll get a lot of coffee and it will be very quick. You'll see the coffee coming out of the spout very quick, just like a river. If it's very high pressure, it will be the opposite. You will get very, if it's very high, you'll get very slow coffee, so like black drops coming out. You should try to balance that out. So I'll do this for you. I will change this to number 1 and I'll keep this at number 4. Hopefully next time you use the machine, it'll be good pressure. Only change the grinder when it's spinning. So yeah, that should be good. That's very fine. You should get good pressure with number 1 and 4 o'clock on here. Hope you enjoy the machine. If you drink espresso, this is a very good choice. But if you drink milk-based drinks, this is also a very good choice. So I'll grab my milk jug and steam some milk. You should fill the milk spout for a double shot. You should fill it up to here, just below the spout. It's really up to you. With the steam, you just turn it on. You wait 20 seconds until steam starts. If you give it a few more seconds, it will be even stronger. The way you steam is you put the steam on close to the surface of the milk and create a vortex. So you'll spin the milk and you'll inject air because you will hear the hissing sound. When you hear the hissing sound, then that means you're injecting air. A few seconds. So when you turn it off, you can turn it off for a few seconds, then turn it back on. Don't wait too long. So I'll take it out. Listen to that hissing sound. Make sure it's hissing. Keep this for maybe 20 seconds, and after you're done, lift the milk jug so that you're only spinning the milk, but you're not injecting any air, because if you inject too much air, it will be too bubbly, like a cappuccino. If you like that, then that's good, but for a latte, it's less air. It's really up to you. It doesn't really affect the taste, but it only makes the milk more thicker. When I can't touch it for more than half a second, I will stop it. So I can still touch it. Now I can't touch it, so I'll turn it off. Very importantly, I will grab a wet towel. Very quickly, I'm going to wipe it, because if I don't wipe it, it will stick. The milk will stick, so I'll wipe it straight away. And then also very, very important, I'm going to purge it, so just like that. See? That will take out the milk from the inside. If you don't do this step, you will block the machine. So do this every time. Very easy. After you clean it, just turn it off a little bit. Make sure the milk comes out. Here's the milk. And then turn it off. The machine will cool down and it will go back to coffee mode. You will see the buttons light up. Get your milk jug, tap it down to break the bubbles, mix it around, and then pour it. here's what I made. Not the best, but it's very good for something this quick. Hope you enjoy the machine, and I'll see you very, very soon. Take care.